A brand new Air Jordan 5 is releasing, and these are not half bad. In fact, they're almost great. Hey, what's going on, guys? My name's Chris. Welcome back to the official WearTesters.com YouTube channel. Today we're taking a detailed look and breakdown on these bad boys right here. This is the Air Jordan 5 and what Jordan Brand is simply dubbing the white and black colorway. It looks like all of those like stupid ass nickname things are gone. It's so much simpler. No made up stories, no false facts.
I love it.
Now, before we get started, we do have a quick word from today's sponsor, and that is the good folks over at Scheels. They're a retailer both in-store and online. They have a wide variety of sneaker brand accounts. They are official account holders for brands such as Jordan Brand, Nike, and so on and so forth. They carry all kinds of different footwear and sporting equipment. They also have a release calendar, which is where you can see these are up and coming. And not only does Scheels carry retros such as this, but they're also a sleeper spot where you can still find certain sold out retros like the Air Jordan 9 Olive and the Air Jordan 4 Fear. So whether you've missed out on a previous release or you're just looking for something new, head over to Scheels with the link down below in our description box. It'll send you right over to their website where you could check everything out. And with that being said, this is the box. We've got a fairly modern or standard version of the Air Jordan 5 box. You can see the Air Jordan Flight Club branding right there. This is an old school touch. And the original Air Jordan Flight Club was actually a mail-in membership. It was really cool, man. I wish that they would do stuff like this even nowadays. You'd get a pamphlet, you get a signed photo of MJ himself. And just in case you like attention to detail, the Jumpman logo on the face of the box is actually in a reflective 3M material, which is pretty freaking cool. And that's obviously a callback to the Air Jordan 5 itself, which is the first sneaker to feature the material right there on the tongue.
It's beautiful.
Now, like I was saying before, the shoe is just simply dubbed white and black. I do think that's a missed opportunity. They really could have called these the white and metallic silvers, mostly because this shoe really does resemble the original black metallics, which are due out early next year. And just in case it's already next year, I'm talking about 2025 while still in 2024. But that is what I see. I see this and I'm like, oh, it's a white version of the black metallics. That's pretty freaking awesome. However, I will say there was a white and metallic silver that was also in the year 2000. That was a Retro Plus colorway. My first pair of Air Jordan 5s, by the way, and they were awesome. So perhaps that's why they didn't reuse that name, even though this is more in line with that. Now, the outsole itself is very classic, very iconic. I love this outsole personally. While I don't find it to be as iconic as the Air Jordan 11, it's still one of those outsoles that I see and I'm just like, dude, that shit right there is a vibe. So I really like this. On top of that, you can see that there is a mixture between translucent and solid rubber. The translucent rubber is the herringbone sections or the main traction. And much like the tongue, where this shoe was the first to feature that reflective 3M material, the outsole right here was the first within the Air Jordan line to also feature translucent rubber. And what some people might not like, but I personally love, is the color or tint that they've used for the translucent material. It's already almost vintaged yellow, but not quite. Like, that's more of a like sharp piss yellow. Whereas this is more of, what would you call this? Milky? Like, it's just kind of creamy.
It's like you just popped a pimple.
That's fucking gross. Why would you say that?
Kind of pussy.
Look, man, if your pus looks like this, you got some problems. You got an infection going on, you should see a doctor.
No, I'm just saying, like, you have different types of pimples.
Let's not. Okay, let's not do this.
Nope,
just stop.
Alrighty then.
Now, the midsole itself is very reminiscent of the black metallic silvers, where it's just a simple black polyurethane midsole. And then the teeth up at the forefoot are the metallic silver with the black splatter print. The tech inside of the polyurethane midsole is an encapsulated forefoot air sole unit. And then in the rear, obviously, we've got a visible one that you can see. Sitting on top of that is this Dream Cell insole, which I was surprised to see in there because Jordan Brand has really been cheaping out on insoles lately. So the fact that that was put in here was impressive. Obviously, they're not glued in. So if you wanted to take that out and swap it out for anything else that you'd like, feel free. Now, the upper on these guys is very nice. So it's all leather, everything. And while they use thin cuts of leather, it is still a very nice leather nonetheless, at least nice to the touch. Like when you look at it, you can see some of the original or natural texture behind it. It's not heavily coated in polyurethane. That's also very thin. So I think overall, material wise, in terms of quality, very good. In terms of overall shape, like, do they actually look like the real Air Jordan 5 from 1990? That's a f***ing hell no. Like, what the f is this toe? Why do we still have this? How come we keep complaining and they won't change it? And for those of you guys that just don't quite understand what I'm talking about when I do talk about these new Air Jordan 5 toe boxes, this image right here, I mean, if you don't see the difference, I don't know what to tell you. I will say though that I do love the treatment that they've done on the netting. It's not quite this pussy look that you were talking about, but I'd just say milky, like oat milk. It's not quite milk, but sort of. So yeah, it's a little bit different. It's not quite as clear as the original stuff from back in the day or even some of the early retros, but I do think that it looks good, so I can't be mad at it, you know what I mean? Like, that's the one thing. If you're gonna change stuff on a sneaker, like on a retro sneaker, which is essentially a bring back, like you're bringing something back from the past, if you're gonna make a change, at least make a change that's a positive change for the overall silhouette. Something like that, where you're changing the treatment a little bit, that's positive. Something like this, not. Like I was saying before, the tongue is reflective. That material itself is definitely different than the originals, as well as a lot of the early retros. Like I'm talking about the 1999 style and 2000 style of retros, where it was more of like a fabric. This looks more like tinfoil. It is still very reflective. I believe that they just cannot source that original material anymore. I don't think that it's actually manufactured today. Like current 3M material or reflective material all looks like this. I'm sure that they could replicate it if they really wanted to, but I'm pretty sure that would be super expensive. The lace lock is still present. The toggle itself is that kind of milky looking color. I actually kind of like it, but I also don't wear the lace locks on my shoes, so that to me is just like a whatever. Jumpman branding is featured on the rear because this is not an original colorway, therefore it's not featuring original branding. It's also not a collab, so they're not shoehorning the original logos on there. Now in terms of sizing and fit, I personally like to go down half a size in these newer Air Jordan 5s. I feel like the toe box, you're just swimming in it, man. Like I want to like these, dude. I do. I'm probably gonna keep these because I love this colorway. I think that they're super simple and clean. They're just not what they used to be. But if you are going after a pair, I would personally go down half a size unless you like a lot of wiggle room in the forefoot. So if you're a wide footer or you just like a ton of space, go true to size. But if you like a nice snug one-to-one fit, go down half a size and you should be good to go. Now, with all of that being said, what is today's Christmas themed question?
Holiday
themed, whatever, pulled from the audience. What is it
I just
today?
want to say thank you to everybody who's actually like...
Yeah, you guys were on assignment, like for sure.
Yeah, so keep it going. This one I actually picked because it felt on theme with a reaction video I heard you watching. I don't know the guy's name, so I can't
T.
shout.
Moss?
Yes.
Yeah, T. Moss Boss.
He was reacting to...
The Bread Velvets.
Yes, and I thought he was gonna like turn the video off because the question of the day started.
Can I interject
He
real
did
quick?
so good.
Yeah, first off, for those of you guys asking about the podcast, it just wasn't well received, so we can't spend time on it making content that doesn't like work out, right? Like we tried it, I think there was 10 episodes. I don't actually remember, but either way, nobody was tuning in, so we can't spend hours upon hours making something like that nobody watches. However, we slickly rolled it into the end of every video. So at the end of every video is a mini podcast. And so many of you guys really like it. So many of you participate. So many of you appreciate it when we're talking about team. Like he was reacting to the shoe and then it rolled into the question of the day and he was on board. Like he was full on.
It was a superhero movie question.
Yes, he
and
was
he
engaged.
It was great.
He was chatting it up like in real time, it felt, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it was dope. And that's what this is all about. Like when we talk about community, we bring the content and then it's basically us talking to you directly, even though, you know, it's not really like that because it's a video, but it's as much like that as we can get a video to be. And then the question of the day is a fun way to just kind of like ease off of the anal stuff that can happen within like at least my reviews and go into more lighthearted, just, you know, we're real people. We like stuff. We like things that are not just sneakers. And I think that it's fun. So I really appreciate everybody that stays to the end of the video and participates because some of you guys have like, y'all got some great comments like on topics. It's awesome.
So today's question is movie related.
Okay.
If you would like to pull out your phone so you can do a quick Google search, you won't have to do it off the top.
What am I searching?
Name your top 5 Christmas movies of all time.
Okay, hold on. Some of these I didn't consider Christmas movies.
Is one of them Die Hard?
That's actually at the top of, so I'm on IMDb right now.
Yeah.
Okay, and because like the other ones are people ranking their lists, and I don't want like that.
Yeah.
Even though that's kind of what this is too. There's not just a straight up list of Christmas movies, and I'm sure that would be hard because there seems to be a billion of them. I have already found 5 that I'm like, yeah, those are awesome. 2 of them I just don't consider Christmas movies, one of which is Die Hard, even though it's in the Christmas time frame.
That's how I feel about Shazam. And I didn't see Shazam pop up on any list, but it is clearly in the Christmas
That's the
time.
thing. That's the thing, because like Christmas movies, I feel like it should be Christmas themed.
Yeah, not just like that there's a festival going on in the background or a large tree.
Right, not that it's Christmas.
Yeah.
Like in the movie, because that's Batman Returns is on here, and I'm like, I love that movie. But is it like Batman's not giving the Penguin a Christmas like gift? You know what I mean? Like,
Isn't there somebody who comes out of a large gift?
yeah, she dies.
Okay.
But yeah, like it's happening around Christmas. You know what I mean? But like, I don't consider it a Christmas movie.
I just know that people will die on that hill for
Oh, I
Die
know.
Hard.
I know, and I'm not here to fight you on it. My first pick, like I'm not gonna rank the rest, I'm just gonna have them on my list, but this #1 pick is what I consider the best Christmas movie of all time, Elf.
Okay.
That movie is funny, dude, and that's the epitome of Christmas. #2, again, this from 2 onward, not in any order, it's just that they're on the list. I do really love Nightmare Before Christmas. #3, I would put both Home Alones together. I wouldn't put them as a 3 and 4, just because it's one big story until you get to the 3rd one, then you can just throw that away. #4 is a weird one, because it's definitely not one that I would consider a Christmas movie, but we did rewatch it recently. It's the original Gremlins. Was that 5?
If you put Home Alones together, it's
That's
5.
5?
Yeah.
Okay, so then I get 1 honorable mention?
Yes.
Okay, this one's a weird one, and it's your fault, but it's Love Actually. That movie, every time she puts it on, I'm always like, oh, and then I get in, like, there's so many stories, like so many characters have their own stories.
Right.
And you fall in love with most of them.
Who do you not fall in love with? Is his name Alan Rickman?
Yeah, that's Snape or whatever. Yeah, so I don't.
The guy from Die Hard?
Oh yeah, he's one of the best villains ever. But R.I.P. to him. But yeah, his story was douchey for sure. But like Hugh Grant's, the kid is probably the cutest one in there. Even the stars, you're gonna have to mute.
Okay.
YouTube's weird. The old guy that was in Underworld, like he's just hilarious, and so I just like that movie. I like The Best Friend, even though that was kind of sleazy too.
Right.
Rick, you know what I mean? Rick Grimes.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just something about that movie. I don't know what it is, but it just feels feely.
So, in no particular order, it's just they have to fit in somewhere. Elf, the original Christmas Story, Love Actually, Christmas Vacation, and then The Family Stone is my 5th movie. My honorable mention would be Rise of the Guardians.
That's like the superhero-y one, right?
With the Yetis
it's
that
like
I randomly
and
use.
it's CGI?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It has Jack Frost, the Tooth
Yeah, yeah.
Fairy, Santa Claus.
That was a really good movie.
It was a really good movie.
If I had a 7th spot, that might be on there. But with all that being said, sound off below and let us know your top 5 plus an honorable mention Christmas movies of all time. And on top of all of that, sound off below and let us know what you think about these, the Air Jordan 5 white and black. Down below in the comment section, are you interested in grabbing a pair, or are you like most people and you're waiting for these? Sound off below and let us know. Thank you so much for being here. We greatly appreciate it. We will catch you guys in the next one. So until then, y'all have a good one. Like if I met Tinker again, I would bring him, I'm just talking to you, I would bring him this shoe and be like, do you remember them looking like this? Like, does this bother you? Like, they tweaked your design, bro. They tweaked it hard.
I don't think he would care that much.
I don't think so either, but I do, man. Like, I'm offended for him, man.